Hi everyone, this is a review of the Transformers Prime RED series Optimus Prime. As you can see, I've got the box right in front of me, and as usual, I'm going to go over the box. As I do at the start of my videos. See pictures of the figure on the back. And closer, you can see pictures of Prime using his various accessories, such as swords that come out of his forearms, and the guns which fit on his arms too, as well as his matrix, interchangeable faces. Anyways, let's get this guy opened out of his packaging and see how cool Prime Optimus Prime really is. And here is RED series Prime Optimus opened up and out of his packaging. So just look at the figure. Not quite as impressive as Voyager First Edition Prime Optimus, Prime's heyday. Unfortunately, all I had to go off of for how this figure looked were the CGI renders on the back of this box. This is the windowless COVID era Hasbro packaging, unfortunately, but artwork was really cool. But for what he is, this Prime Optimus is pretty decent. I feel like the problem is his chest is much narrower, which makes this RED Optimus not seem as powerful as the first edition Prime Optimus. That and lack of any silver paint or the dark silver paint we saw with the first edition Optimus make his panel line stand out. What I like about Prime Optimus, like about his design in general, is instead of the grill, he's got this armored look around his waist, similar to the armor Batman wears in Dark Knight trilogy movies. So like these shoulder pads, knees, these spikes on top of his shins. It's a very cool version of Optimus Prime. Could be a lot cooler. And I do like how like his toy, which actually transforms the forearms, actually CGI accurate to his model in the cartoon. One problem I didn't like is how warped pipes are, which is an unfortunate side effect of the windowless packaging, not knowing these were misaligned. The first edition Optimus Prime never had this problem. And actually, there's some silver here. I don't know why the legs, waist couldn't have gotten that silver paint. It would look so much better if they did. Like, look at that detail on the back. I mean, this waist would look a lot better if it had that silver paint. I mean, there's silver right here. You don't need to only paint this silver to highlight his ab crunch because it already moves. And some yellow here in the headlights would be good because even the first edition figure from almost 15 years ago had those painted. Nevertheless, Optimus is a relatively cool toy of his prime self. Let's go over accessories. One interchangeable face. I mean, head. I said face earlier. Guns, swords, and two-open hands with side-to-side wrist swivel, presumably for holding his matrix, and does come out. So is his window, apparently. Take out his hands, put in the guns. Sadly, these do seem a tad small compared to the guns on the first edition figure. Another reason why this RED figure doesn't look quite as powerful as the first edition Prime Optimus. Swords don't go in his hands. They did on the first edition figure. Go in on the sides, just like you see on most Bayverse Optimus Prime toys. It's very tough, and I even feel like you might break the sword. What's good is these seem to be mostly, if not completely, rubber. These swords don't seem to be quite as big as they should be either. It's also a pain to constantly have to... it's also a pain to constantly have to straighten these out. Nevertheless, I do prefer this Optimus have those accessories. Accessories. Instead of none. Let's move on to the head accessory. These are ball joints, so I should be able to just pluck this off. It's on there very tight. Let's take a closer look. Okay. Let's get the other head on. It's a very tight fit, unfortunately. Now it's on. It does help to twist the head as I'm pushing it onto the ball joint. You can see it's got a very neutral expression, which is good. Prime Optimus was usually very stoic, and as stoic without his mouth plate. It's a trick to getting it off. Thumb underneath his chin, pull it off. Let's check out his articulation. So you can see the head was on a ball joint. So look up and down this much. His head can turn a full 360 degrees. His shoulders, some really... The shoulder pad, you have to move the whole thing up. The lower part doesn't move up over the upper part like the first edition toy did, unfortunately. So yeah, so you only get like... Let's test the upper limit of this. So it's supposed to move all the way up, his shoulder joint, I mean. Of course, rotate 360 degrees. Shoulder articulation is supposed to be in the arm. Bicep swivel. Unfortunately, this bicep fit in pretty loose, so it's causing the whole bicep joint to be loose. It's good he doesn't have any heavy accessories, or else he wouldn't be able to hold those. You get 90-degree elbow bend, where it only really goes 90 degrees. Double joint elbows. Got hinge in the wrist, so his hand can move side to side. But this forearm guard blocks it from moving out. Of course, it can rotate. Ab crunch. And his waist swivel and his waist swivel is in his ab crunch as well. Legs can do the splits that much. Go backward and forward that much. By that I mean it can't go back because his butt piece is blocking it. But, upper thigh swivel. Bends 135 degrees at the knees. Got that much ankle tilt. And ankle pivot. So articulation is what you'd expect from a Marvel Legends. Doesn't look as cool as his first edition counterpart. Looks great nonetheless. And overall, this is a pretty decent representation of how Prime Optimus looked in the cartoon. Hope you liked this video. And wrapping things up, again, say this figure could have been a lot better. The accessories aren't quite as big as they should have been. More silver paint should have been added. This figure has shortcomings in terms of how it should have looked. Nevertheless, Prime Optimus looks very much like how he did in the cartoon, and he's a great figure overall. If you like to collect Transformers like I do, or you like some of my other videos, and you're new to my channel, please subscribe to me. That's it for my review. Goodbye.